Josh, you have the Ravens as a big winner, despite being leapfrogged for Jordan Davis, who, I mean, the Eagles, Howie Roseman was just hell-bent on ruining every mock draft on the planet by leapfrogging the Ravens to take Jordan Davis because everyone had mock drafted Jordan Davis to the Ravens. Cash the Jordan Davis unders, though, baby.
What was it, 17?
Yeah, and
16?
14 and a half.
14.
At the end of the day, I had Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame, ranked higher than Jordan Davis on my board. I just valued him more. So for Baltimore to get him there in the first round, and then had the trade for Marquise Hollywood Brown, where they acquired what was essentially the number 29 overall selection for a player that's entering the fourth year of his contract. We've seen the rise in wide receiver market over the past couple of months. So he's going to be expecting more than maybe what the Baltimore Ravens were comfortable paying. And they get what amounts to the number 29 overall pick in return. So you turn back around, you pick up Iowa center Tyler Linderbaum, who, again, is one of my top 10 prospects in this draft class. So to walk away with two top 10 players on my board without having a top 10 choice is a big win for me.
And Baltimore traded back, too. They traded back with the Bills, so they got an extra fourth as well.
Yeah, for sure. And look, we Josh and I talked about this on the recap video. Lamar has also since tweeted again. He originally tweeted WTF. And look, that's okay. And he said, oh boy, he quote tweeted the Ravens, said, it's not about my new center. Eye roll. Stop that BS.
Yikes.
So like I'm with you, Josh, on the draft in a vacuum, in the sense that I think the Ravens are indeed winners because they get Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum, two very good players who are highly rated and probably dropped in the process for unnecessary. Like, people are like, oh, like, where do you play Linderbaum? It's like, I mean, everyone needs a center. You're just really never like, no one's going to need a center. This guy's comped as Jason Kelsey, and sure, he's got tiny arms, but whatever. And then Kyle Hamilton ran a slow 40 and dropped as a result. But I do think that like they got two good prospects. So I agree with you. They won the draft and they got the pick for Hollywood. I do think that you can question, what is going to happen with Lamar Jackson?
You have convinced me. The real winners here are Breech and I, because now it looks like Lamar Jackson is leading the AFC North.
Oh, good point. That's right. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, are these grades? These grades from Prisco. You're running the grades on there. Prisco, what are you doing, Pete? Get out of here. Go work it. Vegas. Pete gave B- for Kyle Hamilton and a B for Tyler Linderbaum.
Pete needs to learn the game.
Breech's audio still a disaster.
Oh, man.
It's fine. Check your settings on the StreamYard. I just wonder. I mean, is Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson, apparently everything he hears, like he's hell-bent on redefining what a contract looks like. He's he doesn't have an agent, so there's no one pushing him to sign. Is he going to play this out and leave? Is this going to get contentious? They traded his number one wide receiver, even though I agree with Josh, it was a good trade in a vacuum, but they pissed him off now and they didn't bring in anybody else. Like, I mean, is there any concern, Traps, that Lamar Jackson is upset about the way things have played out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he seems like a guy, based on what you just mentioned, just how he's been portrayed in the media, how he deals with the media, that he has principles. And I think he could be someone that, I mean, obviously all the Deshaun Watson stuff went off the rails. But at first, when Deshaun Watson just was like, hey, I don't like that you guys traded DeAndre Hopkins, how management treats me, has treated this roster, I want out. Like those first couple months before all the off-field stuff happened with him, people were like applauding Deshaun Watson for saying, the situation sucks, I want out. And I could see Lamar Jackson doing something similar, like you just traded Marquise Brown. Yeah, like I have Rashad Bateman here, who was a first-round pick last year, but if that receiving group doesn't get a lot better, I could see him being upset about it, and then you obviously could be at an impasse with his contract talks that we could be maybe next year talking about Jackson being someone that is like, hey, I want out. Like, we're still good, but we're not in the upper echelon with the rest of the AFC that's added a lot of pieces. I think he would be someone that would not be afraid to say, I want to be traded from this organization.
It's entirely possible. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube and hanging out with us in the chat and you haven't already, hit the like button. We're getting kind of close to giving away a Paramount Plus gift card. Usually it's like $100, which is basically a free year of Paramount Plus, or some Pick Six podcast glassware, aka a pint glass with the logo that you see on Breech's chest right now emblazoned on it. So smash that like button.